So, guys, Myron and I talked earlier in the show about this Wall Street Journal report that owners are interested in an 18-game season, but players only participate in 16. To me, that's the worst idea ever, and I don't really like it. I can justify it and work my way through it, but I don't like that idea of playing these games where you have to sit Aaron Rodgers for 2 games and play Deshaun Kaiser. So give me a proposal of adding games to the NFL season that makes some type of sense. How could it work 18 games?
You want me to go first?
Go ahead, Judd. Oh, I forgot to mention Declan Goff is in
Declan making his
Hot Rot's debut.
Oh, this is so exciting.
Gus Frerotte being a spot starting quarterback here.
Gus Frerotte was pretty good, actually.
He was,
that might be. You might want to dumb this down a little bit more.
Sean Hill?
Yeah, Sean Hill's fair.
Is that even still a little too?
It's a little high, but Sean Hill's more.
Todd Bowman? He went to St. Cloud.
No,
Todd
Bowman.
Todd Bowman.
All right. So I'll start by saying I hate this idea across the board. The National Football League is the one product right now that I believe regular season has it perfect. 16 games is great. But because it's hot routes, I can't just be off the hook by saying that. This takes work. This takes thought. This takes research. So what I'm going to do is give you a solution that I still hate, but I think it's an improvement upon this just positively stupid solution of let's play our backups a lot in 2 games. 18 games. You go down to 2 preseason games, first of all. So we immediately slash preseason to 1 or 2 games. I'm willing to go 2, okay? That's part 1. Second part of my solution, and I hate this again, and it was done, I believe, in 1993, but it's feasible to keep guys healthier, 2 bye weeks per team. So 2 byes instead of 1. I don't like it, but to work 18 games. And then my last thing is, and this is where I'm going to hit the owners in the pocketbook, and they're going to tell me to buzz off, and I'm going to tell them, you buzz off, we're staying at 16 games. Expanded rosters to 61 players. So you take the entire practice squad, and now they're all on your roster being paid as active players, which is going to be expensive. So 18 games, 2 preseason games, not 4, 2 bye weeks per team. Hate that idea. Expanded rosters, which I actually don't hate. Up to 61, so the practice squad is now all active.
I would go 18-game season, but you start 2 weeks before Labor Day. We are in this awful crawl in the summer where nothing is happening but baseball, which is fine with the Twins being really good, but you start the season before Labor Day. You eliminate wild card weekend, no buys in the playoffs, and just top 4 advance. So you actually shrink the playoff system a little bit, but more emphasis on the regular season and your wins you get there than it's divisional round, NFC or championship series, Super Bowl.
Would they do it? Would they
do it?
Reduce the playoffs?
No, because TV would step in and say,
So that's the hardest. That's the hardest hurdle. But I
like your thought.
The biggest thought is getting the season started before Labor Day. I think would be great.
Okay, and just go from there.
And if that means wild card weekend still intact, that's fine. But the biggest one is starting before Labor Day.
And Declan, you would just prorate contracts then?
Yeah.
For whatever you get paid per game, you just get paid 2 more games.
That's correct.
Okay.
That's fine with me.
Got an idea, Jonathan?
I'd expand the roster size. If you're dead set on going to 18, I'd expand the roster size. And if their point is to keep it fair somehow with the buys and everything, I say every 6 weeks you take off as a league. Every 6 weeks, it's a good mark at 18 games. You have 3 sections of the season essentially, and you just take off. You take 1 week off.
I don't mind that at all.
Very soccer like.
That one's very good.
I
That's
actually,
the best one so far.
I actually wouldn't mind that because every team could get healthy.
And
every beat reporter would get a break.
And you would know what days you could go to brunch.
I was actually looking at the schedule last night, like, when do we got Thursday and Monday games? So I can actually sit home and watch some of the Sunday games. So my idea for this is they just play 18 games and they cut down by 1 preseason, so we don't even bother with that 4th preseason game. But here's the trade-off. The trade-off is in money. You can only have X number of players on a rookie contract on your team. So you have to pay veteran players to be on your team. What we end up with now is the best players get huge contracts and make a ton of money. And then you've got this massive drop off. And most of the league is on rookie deals. So you're letting go good players to bring in players who are inexperienced and just hoping that they're good and replacing all these proven people. I think that would be something players would really want, is like, instead of having, when they say, oh, the average career is only 4 years, well, one of the reasons is because they use these guys up on the rookie deals and then say, go find your money somewhere else. And if you can't, then your career just comes to an end. I think the players would really like that if there were more veterans. And they could probably, looking at the New England Patriots, they play in the playoffs every single year. They play over 18 games. I'm not sure that it does make it that much more unsafe to play those games because the consistent playoff teams do it and they have stars and you're adding to it. But I don't know. I think it's a little overstated of, if they play 1 or 2 more games, then there's going to be way more injuries and everything else. I don't know if that's really true.
As a fan, though, don't you just like this? I think 16 is perfect. I think,
yes.
I think 162 in baseball is too much.
To change this.
2 in hockey and basketball is just clearly too much. You found the sweet spot.
Yep.
Just stick with it.
I think you got it absolutely perfect.
Yeah,
all right.
It's nice.
And ideally, stay at 16. And if you cut a preseason game out, as
Even
you
better.
said, preseason game 4, I love you more.
Yeah.